And Sean Morley, how do you come up with your comedy material? Could you tell us?
Well, that is a very simple question. My comedy material has its roots in an incident that happened to me when I was but 18 years old. I was in the family bathroom. I was urinating at the time, and often this kind of thing will happen, especially with a younger lad. My urine streaming urine emanating out of my glands. It kind of split into two. It kind of split into two separate streams, and you can kind of deal with that as long as you angle it correctly and you've got a wide enough bowl. But the streams, the departure point started getting more and more of a. It started to become almost like an obtuse angle until there was no angle you could get to where both sides of the streams would both go in the same bowl. So some of it started going on the floor, and I was thinking, I didn't have the contracting strength to kind of just stem the flow. I couldn't stop it, and yet the angles kept going further and further apart. They kept getting wider and wider away from each other until they weren't just on the floors. They were actually like hitting against the walls, and they were just splashing back into me. It was just flecking against me, and I just couldn't stop it, even if I pull just grasped very tightly on the shaft. Still going, and it was the streams were just climbing up the walls, like they were coming up, and then they were starting splashing against my face. I couldn't stop this. I didn't know why this was happening. I was acutely distressed, and it started climbing up higher until it was just starting up, just straight up against the walls. It caused this kind of flex, this kind of fog and mist in the air until it started curving right the way up until it collected against itself and it hit against itself. But rather than just trickle and fleck away like it used to, it started to collect into an orb. This floating orb directly in front of my face, and in the centre of it I could see my grandfather popping out of the very centre going, how are me little lad, I got some great jokes for you if you, how are me lad, here, listen up to these jokes me canny ken. End of interview.